guys in a recent poll on my community tab if you would rather see a monthly reading wrap-up video or like a monthly reset vlog where I include my monthly reading wrap-up in that vlog, and most of you guys chose the vlog. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I thought we could just kind of have an entire reset day together. It's Sunday, March 2nd, but before we get into all of it, I need to do my makeup for the day. So I thought we could just sit here and chat while I get ready. I'm gonna attach my mic to my shirt and hopefully the audio will still be okay. It's about noon right now. I had a bit of a slow morning because I stayed up late editing a vlog that's going up this week. And then this morning I was just doing some finishing touches and getting that pre-uploaded. So now I'm officially ready to start my day. I put our sheets in the wash. I love clean sheets on a Sunday. Nothing hits like clean sheets on a Sunday. But yeah, happy March, everyone. I'm so excited for spring. Spring has become maybe my favorite season. This is a new development that I've had kind of as an adult. And just those first few weekends where the weather is like so nice and warm, but not too hot is just so good. Of course, it's not as ideal when the pollen comes in. I don't love the pollen of it all. Spring's just great because you just still have so much to look forward to in the year too. I love summer and I love fall, and it's so much fun to know that you have like those seasons to follow. I don't know. This is just like really when my new year starts and I'm feeling inspired. I want to like clean out my closet. I want to clean out my kitchen. I'm feeling all the spring vibes right now and I couldn't be more grateful. Let me know if you guys have any seasonal spring book recommendations in the comments because I'm a huge seasonal reader and I feel like there's not as many spring books. I feel like I have so many on my list and on my radar for summer, like summer beach reads, and then also for fall with like fantasy. I feel like sometimes it's not as obvious what those good spring books are. So if you have any obvious ones that you love, let me know. I feel like Tom Lake is a really good one for spring. I just uploaded my March TBR video the other day and I am so excited about this month's lineup. I have a lot of good picks. Right now I'm reading Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. I'm reading the e-arc of it, so I'm like 20% in. It's so good. I started it a few days ago and just have not had time to read because I've been editing. This is what happens. Sometimes it takes me like a week to read a singular book because I'm editing in all my free time and then I go back to actually reading. I will say making videos has definitely been an adjustment to like how many books I can read. I feel like I'm realizing that if I want to post more videos in a month, then I end up reading fewer books, which is okay, but I don't know. I feel like I might have to adjust my reading goal for the year because I don't know that I can work my full-time job, read 100 books in a year, and post like 4 to 8 videos on my channel a month. So we'll see. I'm trying not to be too hard on myself about it and just have fun because that's what's most important. And I am having fun. So yeah, I'm reading Promise Me Sunshine. And then I also started listening to Scythe and Sparrow by Bren Weaver, which is the 3rd book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. That book was free on Hoopla. They have so many good audiobooks on Hoopla and like a bunch of new releases. I also got my nails done not that long ago. They are green for the March reset. In my head, the month of March is green. Every month has a color. I also want to go around my apartment today and just kind of clean up or pick up some of my Valentine's Day decor and just like winter decor. I don't really have much spring decor, honestly, so I don't have much to like replace it with. Part of the reason I wanted to do my makeup with you guys is because I got this new product yesterday at Sephora and I thought we could try it out together. It's from Ilia. It's the Eye Stylist Shadow Stick in the shade Opulent. I've been loving cream eyeshadow for the past few months. It's just so easy to swipe on, blend out with your fingers, move on with your day. And this is just like a nice champagne color. I've used the ones from Glossier and Hourglass. Honestly, I don't recommend the Hourglass ones. They break off super easily and then it's just a mess. So if you feel like you're bad at eyeshadow, this is just such an easy kind of product to use where you can literally just swipe it on and then lightly blend it out and you're done. That's it. And it looks like you did a whole eyeshadow look. Okay, love that. That was so easy and so blendable. Now I just need to do my eyebrows and then I'll be done, which this takes focus, so I can't really chat while I'm doing this. All right, now that I'm all ready for the day, I thought we could just sit down and yap. I want to have lunch before I tell you all about my February reads. That's going to take me a while to get through all of those. So I wanted to give you a few small updates first and just kind of lay out the plan for the vlog. First thing I wanted to tell you guys is that I got glasses. If you follow me on my book talk, you might have seen my TikTok about my glasses, but these are the Doherty glasses from Warby Parker. I literally hadn't had my eyes tested in years. I can't remember the last time I had my eyes tested. So I ended up going to Warby Parker because they do eye testing there. So I just thought that would be like the easiest thing to do. And turns out I did need glasses. I have like a really slight astigmatism apparently, which I'm just now learning what that is. So they're just like single lenses, I think. And then they have blue light and anti-fatigue because I also have like kind of focusing issues. So these are supposed to help with that. I don't need to wear them all the time. time, I still can see just fine without them, but I should be wearing them when I'm working on my computer and driving at night. So if you see me wearing them, that is the update on my glasses, my prescription, and all of that. They're definitely inspired by like the tiny Miu Miu glasses that I feel like everyone's been wearing, specifically Heather McClary. I love her videos, and I was so inspired by her little black glasses that she wears all the time. But then I also saw Reagan from Peru's Project wearing these ones from Warby Parker, and I really liked these because I felt like they were a little softer, like with my features. I didn't want to get black ones, and these just felt like a little bit bigger. So let me know what you think of them. I feel like I'm still getting used to them. I don't know how I feel 100% yet. These are my new glasses. Yeah, basically my plan for today, we're gonna do my February reading wrap up. We are maybe gonna make some progress on the current books that I'm reading, and I also want to update my reading journal for February. So I want to go through and just fill that out based on what I read this month. So I thought we could do that together because you all really seem to love the reading journal updates, and I think it's so fun. So those are kind of the big plans, but I also am like doing some laundry today, doing some other fun reset things. Also so random, but is anyone watching Love is Blind right now? Because I am so obsessed. I like have not been reading enough the past few days because Anders and I have just been binge watching the new season of Love is Blind. It's honestly like a horror show. It's a train wreck I can't look away from for the most part, but we've been having fun watching that. So let me know what you guys think of Love is Blind if you've been watching too. But the vibes are just so good today. So I'm so glad they're hanging out together. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, switch out the laundry, and just do a little bit of tidying around the apartment. And then we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, besties, I've had lunch. I took down the snowy front door decor that we had and put out our normal like spring and summer mat. I'm thinking about ordering this like spring wreath, but I'm trying not to spend money, so I need to just not worry about that. I thought it'd be fun to talk about all of the books I read in the month of February, and we just kind of put my February reading recap into this vlog, so let's do it. The first book that I read in February was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I ended up giving this a 4.25 star. I think it might be 4 on Goodreads, but I cannot stop thinking about this book, you guys. I felt like it was like a 3.5 or a 4 when I finished it, but I literally can't stop thinking about it. I'm like tempted to bump it up to like even a 4.5 because it has been living in my head rent free. If you haven't heard, this is like a wildly viral cozy fantasy series. The third book actually just came out, and I definitely want to continue the series, but I'm thinking I may put a pause on this and come back and even possibly reread this one in the fall and then like binge read the whole series like in November or something, because I feel like that would be the perfect time to read this. With cozy fantasy specifically, you really have to read it at the right time for it to hit, and I definitely feel like I still read this at the right time because most of the book actually is in a very snowy setting and it takes place from like November to February, so I felt like February was still a great time to read it, but I don't really want to worry about continuing the series now that we're heading into spring. It's basically about this scholastic professor, Emily Wilde, who studies fairy folklore and fae, and she travels to a small town in the far north. It's almost giving like North Pole. Honestly, a lot of this kind of reminded me of the movie Klaus on Netflix, like when they go to Smearensburg. It like the place where Emily Wilde was, in my head, I was just thinking of Smearensburg. And if you haven't seen that movie, that is one of my favorite Christmas movies. You should definitely put it on your watch list. I think I struggled a little bit throughout this book because I just wasn't quite sure what to expect. I hadn't read too many cozy fantasies before, and so I think I was just trying to like get acquainted with what to expect from the plot, from the setting, and the characters and everything. And I think that's why my actual reading experience was a little bit like disjointed. But looking back, I loved this. So it was so good. The next book I read in February was actually an audiobook. So I listened to actually an e-arc, or an advanced listener copy, ALC, of Needy Little Things by Chanel Desamore. This book was on my radar because I was doing some research on debut novels coming out this year that looked interesting to me. I think if you're someone who likes YA mystery, you could definitely really like this. It's not scary at all. It's just like straight mystery. It definitely reads a little YA. It's very like high school, but I still liked it. And honestly, the audiobook was really good too. This book is about Soraya Lee Brown, Bryant, and she is a high schooler in Atlanta, which was also really fun because if you didn't know, I live in Atlanta. So it was a really fun listen because there were a few different references to like the Atlanta Zoo and MARTA, which is like our public transit, things like that, which is cool. But basically, this is kind of like speculative fiction or magical realism a little bit because Soraya can actually like hear what people around her need. And it can be something like a phone charger, a hair tie, a pencil, or something like an EpiPen or pepper spray. Like it can really vary. But when Soraya fulfills a need for her friend Deja, shortly before Deja goes missing, she starts feeling guilty and wondering if her ability is more of a curse than a gift. So Soraya goes on this big journey to try to figure out what happened to Deja. And that's kind of like the setup of the book. This book has a lot of great social commentary on how often young Black girls' disappearances go overlooked. And that was something I really enjoyed about the book. I felt like that was really well done and a great kind of just reminder and something to think about. I really liked the way that this book blended like the magical realism aspect with Soraya's powers with the mystery of trying to solve Deja's disappearance, as well as the social commentary pieces. And I felt like it tackled real issues like media bias, racial injustice, and just systemic neglect in a way that really tied in well with the story. Soraya was a really compelling protagonist, but I did feel like the middle dragged for me a little bit. And then the ending was like okay to me. Like it was satisfying to figure out what actually was going on. And I thought it made sense for the characters and everything. So I did like that. But I was, I guess, maybe a little underwhelmed with the twist. I didn't guess it though, but I also am not one to try to like guess the twist. I kind of just like keep reading and I'm like, well, I'll figure it out, you know? There is that, but I definitely got pulled back in at the end because the pace picked up a lot. Like I said, the audiobook was great and the narrator did some little voices for different characters. So I felt like that really helped as well. I ended up giving this one a 3.75 stars. Like it wasn't my favorite book ever, but I thought for a debut novel, it was really well done. And if you're really into this genre, definitely one worth picking up. All right, after that, I read The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I was so excited to read this because I just feel like everyone has been talking about this book and it was so good. If you want to see more of an in-depth reading vlog, I read this in my Cozy Hobby vlog that I did in February, so I'll leave that in a card and link it down below. I put this book in the romance genre, but it's really like a blend between lit fic and romance. It's about two ice dancers named Katarina and Heath who go to the Olympics, and it's just kind of about their lives. I think it starts when they're maybe like 16 or so, or 13, I can't quite remember. But they've been so close since they were little, like friends turned lovers, turned ice dancing duo, and it's just kind of all about how lethal the sport of figure skating is, and just the drama of them working together and their relationship and the sport, and it was just fantastic. I absolutely love this book, and I think Lane Fargo usually writes more like mystery thrillers, and this really read like a mystery thriller. Like the chapters were like 3 pages each, and they all had their little mini cliffhangers. I just devoured it, and I loved it. I ended up giving this one 5 stars. I think if I'm giving it a technical rating, it's probably closer to a 4.5 for me, but I just got that 5-star feeling with this one. It felt so real to me, and the tie-in of like all of the Taylor Swift songs from Red just really made it for me. I loved that. This one just like has a special place in my heart, and it's not like the most perfect book ever, but I had such a fun time reading it, and I was obsessed. I could not put it down. All right, next up in February, I picked up Betting on You by Lynn Painter. The audiobook of this one actually had no wait time on Libby, so I ended up switching and reading this one kind of the week of Valentine's Day. I was supposed to read Is She Really Going Out With Him for my February TBR, but I just kind of like swapped it in my head with this one because I needed one that had an audiobook. I've been having a bit more responsibility with my corporate job lately and just don't have as much time to sit and physically read. But when I have to go into the office, I always love listening to an audiobook like while I get ready in the morning and when I drive to work. So I really like to always have one going, but I really like it when I can have the physical copy and the audiobook so I can just kind of like go through one book at a time, but go through books more quickly. But I also don't want to spend extra money. So it was really nice that this one was on Libby. This was cute. It was good. Like, if you like Lynn Painter, I think you'll like this. A lot of people really love this one, and I get it. Like, it was good. I think I gave this one 3 stars, which feels a little bit harsh, but I think I'm just kind of aging out of YA a little bit. Lynn Painter is just kind of like the queen of YA romance. So if you love a like high school nostalgic, like first crush, first love kind of moment, or like first love after heartbreak, this book follows Bailey and Charlie, who are both kind of trying to get over their exes. So that's kind of a fun dynamic too. And they do have really great banter. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I rated this one maybe too low. I think it's more of like a 3.5, honestly. I don't know. Ugh, I hate rating things, guys. Honestly, why do we have to rate things? This was good. I liked this. It was ultimately kind of forgettable, but It was perfect for Valentine's Day. Okay, the next 3 books that I read in the month of February were all in my last vlog, which was reading only sad books for a week. So in that vlog, in case you missed it, you should definitely go watch it because I worked really hard on it. But in that vlog, I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I gave this one a 4-star. I think if I had read this at another time or like in a vlog where it was up against other like book talk books, this one would have really stood out to me and been like a 5-star. I think it was just that I read it against 2 other incredible books that makes it look like not as great to me, but it still was a great book. I really enjoyed it, gave it 4 stars. It was a little bit different than what I was expecting as well, and I think that's part of the reason I was a little bit disappointed with it. Let's back up. This book is about Addie LaRue, who makes a dangerous deal with the devil to live forever, but the catch is that everyone she meets forgets her. So she's forced to live forever, but without any real connection. So with all that being said, I kind of thought Addie was going to make the most of the situation, at least a little bit, and do some like traveling and like world seeing, and she didn't really do that. That wasn't really the point of the book, which is okay. It was just different from what I was expecting, and I think that's ultimately why I was maybe a little bit disappointed with this one. And I also just felt like Addie's character development wasn't what I was hoping for, but the writing was lush, beautiful, like poetry style writing that I absolutely loved. And overall, I really enjoyed it. It was a creative concept. I really did like the dual timeline chapters and everything like that. It was a wonderful book, and I definitely would recommend it. Then I read Beartown by Frederick Bachman. This is probably my favorite book of the month if I have to pick one. This story just really resonated with me, and I felt so moved by just a lot of the commentary in this book. It's going to stick with me for a long time. I cannot wait to read the rest of the trilogy, so that honestly needs to be on my March TBR too. I have so many books I want to read in March, you guys. Like, all my friends are nagging at me to start Throne of Glass. Meanwhile, I have all these new releases I want to read, plus I want to keep going with the Beartown trilogy. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm doing my best. And the final book that I read in the month of February was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This was a tearjerker. I gave this 4.5 or 4.75. It was just shy of a 5-star for me, but still an incredible read that's going to stick with me for a very long time. This book really got me more interested in reading more historical fiction. I'm feeling more open to it now and really connected with the characters. It just was a beautiful story, and I think everyone should read this. But like I said, for in-depth thoughts on those 3 books, check out my Reading Sad Books for a Week vlog. Oh, actually, that was not the last book I read in February. The last book I read in February was Piglet by Lottie Hazel. This is one that was on my February TBR, and it's like just about 300 pages. It's really short and quick, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna knock this one out. And this was actually on Kindle Unlimited too. I didn't even realize. This is a book that kind of falls in that like weird girl lit genre. So if you find that you usually enjoy that genre, I think you could definitely like this. It has so many lush descriptions of food. The author actually has a PhD in creative writing where she studied food writing in 21st century fiction, which is incredible. Like, a PhD in food writing. If you're someone who enjoys mouth-watering descriptions of food, this is a good book. I think I gave this one 3.75. It's kind of one of those books where you're like, so what's the point? But at the same time, there are a lot of points being made. Most of the story is told through dialogue, which honestly I really liked, and it was just a really quick read. Our main character has a nickname she's been called since childhood, and that is, you guessed it, Piglet. She got this nickname because of her appetite as a kid and then never quite shook it. So there's definitely a bit of like ED discussion in this book, specifically binge eating disorder. So if you struggle with that or just emotional eating, I will note that as a trigger warning. Piglet loves food and is an editor of cookbooks, and she's really like a career woman, and she actually is getting married. She comes from more of like a middle class family, and she's engaged to more of like an upper class guy. So there's a little bit of like commentary and just like exploration of like the pressures of that on Piglet. And basically this whole book kind of hinges on Piglet learning about some kind of betrayal that happened from her fiance 2 weeks before the wedding and how she handles that. This book had me so stressed out and so anxious. I feel like a lot of people either love this book or hate this book, but I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. I really did enjoy the writing of this book, but there's something about this book, I feel like if you know, you know. I'm just like annoyed with that we never learned something specific that I think you would know if you've read this. It's a little bit of a frustrating read. It's a little anxiety inducing. It really is kind of a book about the things that we think we want versus what we actually want, which was honestly, it was enjoyable. I liked this. It was good. I don't know if it'll stick with me, but I thought it was well done. So those are all the books I read in the month of February. I'm really excited to update my reading journal later tonight and see it come to life even more with another month included. But I think before I sit down to start working on that, because I find I get so engrossed in that, it takes me like hours to update read it and I just am like locked in. So I think before I do that, I'm gonna go for a walk and just listen to my audiobook for like 30 minutes or an hour just to kind of get outside, get some fresh air and move my body because I haven't been outside enough today and it's a beautiful day. I am currently listening to Scythe and Sparrow, which is the third book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. I got it for free through Hoopla, which is my library app. So I think I'm just gonna go get some fresh air and listen to that and just kind of have some me time. And then we will come back and update the reading journal. Anders and I got these, what do you call them? Stress balls on Amazon.
I guess, yeah.
I can link it down below. We've been obsessed with them all weekend.
Use her discount code.
No, it's my affiliate code, my affiliate link.
Yep, they're great. I'm addicted.
They're so fun. I have a pink one. Anders got self-conscious because I cut him out.
Hey guys.
Hi guys, it's a few hours later now. I've been just sitting here working on my laptop on Canva, making a bunch of my printouts for my reading journal. I just have my HP Sprocket printer. A lot of you guys were asking about this. I did a whole video setting up my reading journal, so I'll link that down below and I link all the supplies I use for it in that. So I'm just gonna download some of these graphics and send them to my phone with AirDrop and then print out the different ones that I'm gonna need for my March reset spreads. So my February reading wrap up and my March TBR. Just working on that. We're watching Love is Blind still and just hanging out while I kind of get all this set up and then I'm gonna go lock in and listen to my audiobook some more. It's like good enough so far. It's not like my favorite trilogy ever, but it was just a free audiobook and it's completing a series I'm in the middle of, so I just thought why not. But anyways, I'm gonna print this stuff out and then we will rendezvous for the formal updating of the reading journal. All right, hey guys, it's a bit later now. It is, I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:45 right now. Just sourcing all the images, printing them, and then cutting them out. So I did all the trimming I needed to do, and I just separated out my little cutouts into different baggies. So this is the Beartown little bag. I have these ones from Love Y'all Book Fest, and these are all like February wrap-up type thing. Just a bunch of February cutouts, and then all the book covers of the books I read in February. And then same thing for March, but we have my March TBR book covers and like some different March stickers and stuff. So that took forever. The more I do this, the more I'm learning. I really need to split up like the days that I do it on, because if I try to do it all in one day, it would literally take probably half a day to update my reading journal. For now, I'm gonna go just lay in bed and read because it's almost 10 p.m. on a Sunday night and I have work tomorrow and I just don't want to stay up super late on a Sunday night working on this. So I learned my lesson from last month, because if you saw my cozy hobby vlog, I stayed up till like 12:30 last month updating it and I didn't even finish it all. So I'm spreading it out. We've learned our lesson. I'm really liking Promise Me Sunshine. I have the e-arc, but by the time this vlog is up, it'll be out. It's really cute so far. Hi guys, editing Lottie here. I'm realizing I never really explained what this book is about. So the TLDR is this. After losing her best friend to cancer, Lenny's life feels like it's unraveling. Enter her latest gig, babysitting for the sweet but chaotic little Ainsley and her overworked mom Reese. Ainsley's uncle Miles is always around and he's kind of a grump, but surprise, surprise, Miles turns out to be pretty insightful about grief and he makes Lenny an offer. If she helps him connect with his niece and sort out his tricky family dynamics, he'll help her check off items from her live again list. And what starts as simple late night ferry rides and midnight ramen runs with Miles becomes a journey of healing and growth, and maybe Lenny starts to find a fresh start. It's super heartwarming, slow burn, friends to lovers, and it really is just about how sometimes the best beginnings come from the hardest goodbyes. Honestly, it's kind of reading like an Abby Jimenez for me. I really want to read Ready or Not by Cara Bestone as well. I haven't had a chance to get to that one yet, but it's on my spring TBR. So I definitely want to read that soon now that I'm really liking this one so far. But the banter is so good and the dialogue is just really bingeable, but not lazy. Like, it's really well done. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm just gonna go get cozy and read for the rest of the night. But don't worry, we'll continue the reset into tomorrow. I need to fold and put away all my laundry and finish updating the reading journal, of course. So I'm gonna get ready for bed and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good Good morning, besties. I made a matcha. It's a new day, and we're gonna continue with the reset vibes today. It's the first Monday of March, and the first Monday of any month really still has like reset energy to me, so I am thriving. We're gonna actually update the reading journal today. I need to fold and put away all my laundry and just kind of finish up a few things I started yesterday. So it's like almost 8 a.m. now, and I need to start work in about an hour, but I'm just gonna make what progress I can on my reading journal, and then after work today, I'll probably just get right back into it. So the last clips you saw were me updating my reading journal. I actually didn't do that before work like I said I was going to in the first clip. I did that after work, and that's because I got pulled into work stuff. And then also tonight, Anders' family had like a family dinner that I went to, and now it's like 10 p.m. And I've been like debating, do I go back and finish it and work on it more? Do I just like quit for the night and go back to reading? But honestly, I don't really want to work on my reading journal right now because I'm feeling tired and uninspired. I feel like I made really good progress today though. I did my Baritone spread and I did my Love Y'all Book Fest spread. And sometimes, you know, you just gotta do what you can do, and that's okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is go to bed and read more of Promise Me Sunshine on my Kindle. I have it right here. It's so good. This book is amazing. I'm debating DNFing Scythe and Sparrow, which I hate to say, but honestly, I really liked Butcher and Blackbird, but then the others in the series, I don't know, I just kind of felt like they got written because of the popularity of Butcher and Blackbird, which like slay, get your bag queen, but I just don't think I'm a dark romance girly at heart, and that's okay. I would definitely give other dark romances a try, but I'm just not connecting with these characters very much, so I just like don't care about them, and they don't feel real to me, and so that's making me kind of want to DNF it. We may have our first DNF of the year, which is exciting. That's my reading update. I have to go into the office tomorrow because we're interviewing interns, which is really exciting. I'm going to be managing an intern for the first time ever this summer, which I'm so excited about. I know a lot of you guys asked me to talk more about my corporate job, and I don't know. I wish I felt like more comfortable talking about it. It's not that I'm not comfortable talking about it. It's just like, it's nice to have separation. But anyways, those are my updates. I will probably see you tomorrow after work. Hi guys, I'm back home from the office. It's just about 7. I got home maybe 30 minutes ago. We did interviews all afternoon and then kind of debriefed at like 5 when it was all over. So it just was a long day, but it was really fun. I'm honestly just a little bit wiped out from being social and on all day. So I'm gonna take the next hour or two just to like kind of rest and reset. Greetings. It's been 2 hours and I don't feel like doing my reading journal, so we're not gonna do it. One thing we're not doing in 2025 is forcing things that are supposed to be fun when you're not feeling it. So I'm gonna read. I'm still just feeling tired. This is just so like real. You know, you plan for the reset to be a one-day thing, and then it takes 4 days because life, you know, and that's okay. I think that's a lesson I'm getting down with this year. So I do apologize that this video, I feel like it's gonna go up a little bit past our like reset mindset, but also like I love a reset anytime. So I hope you still enjoy this. Let's read. I'm on chapter 24. Friends, it's the next day. I absolutely crashed out last night. Like I read for like an hour, maybe. It's so good. You guys, I don't know if you follow Fire Breathing Book Queen. I think that's her handle. She posted a reel that's like a collage of photos from Promise Me Sunshine, like aesthetic inspiration. It was so good. So anyway, I'm definitely gonna finish that today. And then we're also definitely gonna finish the reading journal today because I'm feeling reset, rejuvenated, ready to go. I'm gonna start my work day. I'll probably read a little bit on my lunch break. And then after work, we will update the reading journal. But I just wanted to say hi, say good morning. Hey guys, it is almost 5 and I've wrapped up all of my corporate to-dos for the day, which is a good feeling. So I'm gonna get back to working on my reading journal now. I'm so excited to finish it up for my March reset. finished updating my reading journal. This is like where the reading journal sits. It's like, it's getting so like chunky just from the first few months of using it. I'm so excited about my updates though. Here we have my 2025 book count page. I think I am going to count my DNFs on here. So I went ahead and added /DNF so that can count towards like my book count goal. We have my 25 books to read in 2025. So I added 4 more to the spread this month. I read Emily Wilde, Addie LaRue, Piglet, and The Nightingale. Then we have my reading records page. So I just filled out the 8 books that I read this month. Then we have the series tracker page, and let's see, I added the Beartown trilogy. Also Emily Wilde. I actually did that one last month, and yeah, that was all I added for the series tracker this month. Next we have, I love this spread. I added in that I read 8 books in February. I think the bar graph is so much fun. And then I printed out a picture of Beartown because that was probably my favorite book of February. I had a harder time picking my favorite book this month. Next up, we have the TBR cart page. I literally did not read one book from my 2024 TBR cart, so we're doing really well on that. Next, for my reading bucket list, we added some. I did historical fiction for The Nightingale. I did Set in the Winter for Beartown, audiobook for Needy Little Things, debut novel for Piglet, and I could have done more, but honestly, I just kind of wanted to do the ones that stood out to me the most. Then I have my From A to Z page, so I just write in pencil the books with the title, and then at the end of the year I'll choose my favorite for each letter, but it kind of is helping me see which ones have letters and which ones don't. Then after that we get into the monthly pages. I just went ahead and added checks and X's for the ones that I got to. Then I did a spread for my favorite book of the month, which was Beartown, like I said, which one of my favorite things to do on these pages is pull out some of my favorite quotes from the book. My absolute favorite like passage was around this page, like where this quote is. A little review, synopsis. I really like the way this one turned out, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. I did a Love Y'all Book Fest spread, so I just included some photos from that. I did a whole vlog of the event if you guys want to see it, but I had a blast and wanted to commemorate my experience and thought this page turned out so adorable, so I love that. But this is the February reading wrap up kind of page, so over here I have my February reads. These are all the books I read in the month, and then I just did a few little notes like, do I like historical fiction now, and like 2 new series I'm excited to start, just a few little like anecdotes. I really like the way this page turned out this month. I hated my one from last month. It just was a mess, honestly, and I feel like I was getting my footing with like how I wanted to do these pages. And also I did this when I was really tired and like over it, and I learned my lesson. I really like this side, but I just did not like the way I ended up doing this. This one I'm way more happy with. It's just prettier and I did a better job. So I did a little pie chart of the genres that I read this month, and then also this little, it's like a pie chart too, but it's a square, of the audience breakdown. So 5 adult and 2 young adult. No, it should be 6 adult. Okay, we'll fix that. Luckily, 5 is easy to turn into 6. And then I have my total pages, my average pages per book, average pages per day, average star rating. And then I also used generative AI to help me generate some words that are like moods that reflect my month of reading this month, which I thought was really fun. So it's reflective, emotional, enchanting, heartwarming, dramatic, and mystical. And I feel like that is a good representation. Then we have my 25 books counter. So I'm up to 8, completed 4 this month. And that is my February wrap up page. I love it. I think it turned out so much better this month. So I'm really happy with that. And then my March TBR page. I'm so proud of this and so excited about it. I just drew a bunch of clovers in this pattern. I got some inspiration from Pinterest. And then here we have the March TBR. And then I did a little guest check from Pinterest of like, how lucky are we? That's kind of that like lucky theme for the month because of St. Patrick's Day and stuff. So I'm just loving like the colors and the vibe of my March TBR layout. So each month I kind of have like a title page for the month. So this is March, this is February, this is January. Let me know your favorite. I feel like I just keep leveling up. But the thing is, I'm trying to do where I handwrite basically like most of the stuff on this page, and it's not printed. So that's like my challenge to myself of just like getting outside my comfort zone, because I really like to just print stuff and be done with it. But I'm trying to be okay with like my own writing and my own drawing and just keep it simple. Obviously this is not simple, but like I didn't print anything, you know what I mean? Like this is all hand done. That's my goal going forward on these like title pages, but then every other page I can do whatever I want. So yeah, those are all the updates for my reading journal for now.
Okay, so the reading journal is all updated. I'm so happy with how it turned out, especially the March TBR page. I'm so excited about that one. So anyway, it feels good to have that done. I'm feeling way more reset now. Like something about getting the reading journal completely reset really helps me feel like into the month, I think. But to fully complete this reset, I thought we could finish up Promise Me Sunshine together. I'm definitely gonna finish it tonight, so I thought might as well finish it together. Hey guys, it's a bit later now. I've been reading for the past like hour and a half, and I just finished Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone. I absolutely love this. It was so darling. It's not a light read per se, but it really blends this like heavy theme of grief really well with some more lighthearted moments and comedic relief. And I feel like it does it in a really natural way too, because you know, when you're experiencing grief, sometimes you have to laugh so that you don't cry. And this book captures kind of that feeling really well. I saw a reel that used the song Labyrinth when talking about this book, and that is the perfect song to pair with this book. One thing about me that I don't know that I've made very clear on my channel, but I'd like to make clear now, I love a friends to lovers trope. Friends to lovers, I feel like, is so underhyped. Like, people do, it does not get the love it deserves. That's part of the reason I love People We Meet on Vacation. I'm a People We Meet on Vacation apologist. I mean, I love all of Emily Henry's books, but like, I love a friends to lovers moment. Like, it's just the history, the tension, the will they, won't they. Like, I eat it up every single time. I also really identified with our main male character, Miles. He's like a little awkward. He's a little like particular about things. He cares so deeply and is so thoughtful, is so generous, and really like wants to show up for his loved ones, but sometimes just like doesn't know how to, and feels like they don't like see him for like what he's trying to convey or show or be. And like that really resonated for me. And he just like saw right through Lenny. He was like, yeah, actually you're not fine, so I'm gonna help you. I don't know. I love that about him. He was like a real standout for me. But at the same time, I'm glad that this wasn't dual POV. It was just from Lenny's perspective. And I feel like that made sense. It's almost more of like a blend with lit fic, where you really do get to see like Lenny's journey and story throughout the novel, and I think that that was like the right choice, but I still just love Miles. And it kind of reminded me of like Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Not really, but just like the way that it blends like more serious topics with the humor, and I found it funny. Like, I was laughing out loud. There was banter, but it wasn't cringy. Yeah, I'm super grateful to NetGalley for providing me with an e-arc of Promise Me Sunshine. I had so much fun reading it and sharing my review with you guys. I also always have my Goodreads and my Fable linked down below if you want to see my live reading updates. I just updated my Goodreads and my Fable with my review, so some of you may have already seen it, but I just thought it'd be fun to include in this vlog too. And with all that being said, I think that's gonna be it for today's March reset vlog. I hope you guys are having a great start to March and really enjoyed this vlog. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this new monthly reading reset format, if you like this more or less than the just sit down reading wrap up videos. I thought it was really fun, but I also really like just quickly filming a sit down video and getting that up for you. I'm able to get those up sooner because they don't take as long to film and edit, but I think these are really fun too. So just let me know what you prefer. I'm down for whatever, but would love to hear from you in the comments. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss a video from me. I love posting bookish videos every week, from TBR jars to reading vlogs to resets, all that good stuff. And if you missed my last upload, I read sad books for a week. It's a really fun reading vlog despite it being a sad topic. We have a lot of fun. And I read Beartown in this vlog, which was my standout read of the month. So if you want to see that vlog, I'll leave it here. But yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everyone.